We're on our way constantly to a better place. The body, the cell is always healing, it's always repairing itself, and every single moment things are getting better. We just don't even know it. We just can't even see it. And it's so beautiful. So beautiful. On the screen here it says, because it's kind of getting dark outside, it says more light required. I always laugh when that pops up, more light required. You ever try to take a picture but it's like too dark in the room and your phone will say more light required? It reminds me of like the symptoms, the body. What is the body saying? When you feel fatigued, when you feel off, when things are happening, it's more light required, more mitochondria function required. Where do these mitochondria get their energy from? They get it from the light. They get it from sunlight. We get it from exercise. We get it from our food, the amino and the fatty acids. It's such a beautiful, beautiful process. Anyway, the sun's going down. I'm trying to hydrate my body before I go to bed. It's my little card deck. I'm just going to pick a few cards, let a few of them fall out. There is no coincidences. Certainly not. Not around here. You meet people for a reason. You meet them in the perfect season. The happenings keep happening. Stability to those who are confused is meaningless, and shift and change become the law in which they predicate their lives. A Course in Miracle. I feel like I always read this card, but this is again just like you bring the horse to water, you can't make it drink. You know, if you're trying to communicate with somebody and you keep on fighting or things are not working out, you meet in this resistance. It's just time to change the way you're going about things, because, you know, people decide, like, when you're ready, you make the change, right? When you decide you want to feed your mitochondria, you decide you're tired of this fatigue and this low on energy situation, like, then you make a change, you know, but not a moment before, because we're exactly in the right place at the right time, and the symptoms keep speaking. They keep speaking to you, you know, and when we're confused, when we don't see the symptoms for what they are, which they're teachers, you know, we just like, we sit there and we call them problems, like, I keep gaining weight, I keep, you know, I feel so frustrated, blah, 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 you know, blase, blase, as they say, but it's like, the body is always communicating with you, and things are always getting better. The communication is clarity, you know, it's clarity, because body's trying to get you to make some sort of change. Adjustments are required. Wow, we just talked about this. Adjustments are required. If you have the symptoms, listen to them. You know, the body speaks. The body speaks to you for a reason. I just let these cards jump out, you know. I work at a restaurant, and, you know, people drop their silverware all the time. You know, they say, oh, I dropped my fork. I say, you didn't drop that fork. I saw it. It jumped. The silverware here, it jumps. You know, I like to animate things because it makes it more fun, you know. This is what you're meant to do. Let it go. You know, it just is like this resistance. It's like this insulin resistance, like the resistance to life, right? You bring the horse to water, can't make it drink. Are you tired of this resistance? This is what you're meant to do. You're meant to let it go. You're meant to just let it go and just do something different. Change your approach. Where do you start with changing your approach? It starts in your morning routine, your daily habits. You know, I'm not a professional. I think I'm like constantly always just trying to always, I'm in like a recovery phase from a really tough time that I went in the winter, and I've been more in a hermit phase where I'm trying to be mindful of the thoughts of the stories that I'm telling myself, the thoughts that I'm telling myself, and I'm trying to find, you know, where I keep myself stuck. And in the morning, you know, you can't change the direction you're going in. Like, you can't change the outcome of your hormones, the outcome of your biochemistry, none of that, if you don't look at like your morning routine, your morning habits, like, and even what time am I going to bed? Am I giving myself enough rest? Am I setting myself up? So like right now the sun's going down. I'm trying to hydrate my body so that I can heal from the exercise and the things that I've done today, and so that tomorrow I can feel well rested and ready to go, and have, you know, and keep building on it. Like, you just keep building on the habits. Last few cards. Well, this is kind of a lot. that these kind of just fell out into my hand. Failure, a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Roll with it. I can do what I want. I'm in complete control. That's what I tell myself. It's just noise. So my neighbor says all the time, Rachel, it's just noise. Ooh, it's getting so dark. Reflect, check on your ego. I think the best way reflect and check on your ego is through movement. You know, when we make ourselves uncomfortable in a physical way, we are directly, you know, when you go to exercise, you hear that, like, I don't want to do this, I'm so uncomfortable, please stop. You know, you are like getting intimate with the ego. And that's what I like about physical movement, is that, you know, you just bring it to the surface. I think that's what a lot of people like about it. Keep the door open. Constricted. Wow, I'm going to pick one more, because to end on constricted is like a wild card to end on. I just want a little bit more context for that. You've done this before. I think I got that card earlier. You have done this before. A reiteration. You've done it all before. You're not new to this game. No, I didn't pick that card earlier. Constricted. We constantly go through like a winter season is like a season of constriction, and then in the summer, you know, when it's cold and the body tenses up, becomes rigid, and then when it's hot, you know, we relax and we open up, we vasodilate, and it's just like life is constantly going through these expansions and contractions. And again, you know, making yourself uncomfortable, going through that exercise, going through that walk is a beautiful way to practice expanding and contracting. And you know, I always just feel like it makes the heavier seasons of the life feel lighter when you're practicing these expansion and contractions, when you're practicing these constrictions. So you're just really getting up in there and you know, moving with it, move through it. So anyway, that's all I got. Again, to reiterate when I hopped on here, the body is always healing. We're always going to a better place. You know, whether you know that or not, your body is constantly healing itself. Because it doesn't know, like when you came into here, came in with health, you know, and that's where the body's always trying to go. It's always trying to go towards a state of health, no matter where you think you are. So be gentle with yourself. You can like, share, and subscribe if you found this helpful. But as always, I wish you the best of luck.